Giant in New York, I run it back.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Carolina Panthers. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here we go, set, 18 Gator. General West.
On first down, Allen. And he's got the hook up to Moore. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Allen. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On the ready.
My boy, 51. Hey, let's get in them holes.
Snap.
Here's Allen on first and 10. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
First down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Throwing on first. Down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. Now Newton on first down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You can have a lot to handle in this one.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flex. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. Oh, I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Agnew now to return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 26. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
On 2nd and 12, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. The first down carry here for Johnson. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and the Bengals grab it. The big fella. Past the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Under pressure, they got him again. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Now Stafford. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Looking to throw again on second down. Dalton on the screen. Bernard. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a third down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And Eifert has it. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. This will be Dalton again. He completes it to Tate. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
It's going to be a long day.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Bullock good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. The reception good for 7. It's third down. From the gun on third down, Stafford.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again on second down. Dalton got his man. It's Eifert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Eifert, 29 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that makes the score 21-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away. and incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
You gonna see me and you
From the gun, here's Stafford. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
crunch time defense.
They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Here's Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Jones has it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, 51 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try to add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Andy Dalton. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From midfield here, Dalton. Looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Agnew. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Prater for the extra point. And they're back with it, a touchdown at 21-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch time.
The final act of the first half. Dalton, he's going to let one fly for Tate. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They're going draw play. Stafford to Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop it. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Complete. It's Johnson. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. The 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Drew Sample, 66 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done. It's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chance. We'll see if they can get the score. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 9 yards on the carry there, and that will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. To the right and complete to Galladay. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 34-yard line. On first down, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. On first down, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Stafford feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Stafford. Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are back within a single score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jet sweep. Boyd with it. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left, and then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Jet sweep. Boyd with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Set. Go 20.
Check 52's the mic.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Alert! Slam, slam, slam.
80 weapon.
Check 24, check 24.
They'll look to throw. Underneath for Johnson. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
52's the mic, boys, 52.
Omaha, ready, move. Recon, 132 fighter.
Kill.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
180. 22.
Watch the out.
Omaha, ready, move. Moving ahead.
Stafford now to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And with 4 seconds remaining, they will call the timeout. So just enough of a cushion there to bring on the field goal unit and try to send this one to the extra session. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that's going to tie things up now at 28. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From midfield now on 2nd down, Stafford. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Time now for Dalton's turn here in the extra session. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think of it, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a 1st down. That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Once again, they run with Mixon, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They toss to Mixon. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action here with Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. From 21 yards away. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. It's a 6-yard loss on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long.
Set. Blue 60.
Someone got man.
Caught by Jones. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Second and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
The linebacker Christian Jones there to make the stop.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Hands up. Ready?
51, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Over here. Yes. Hands up.
Dalton sets up play action. He sets to fire deep. And that is incomplete. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And after the punt, they have a long way to go if they want to tie this football game.
And when you say a long way to go, you mean the full 99 yards backed up almost as far as you can be. And they also have to be aware that the defense is going to come after them. A lot of defense will blitz and attack in this situation, hoping to cause a little bit of havoc.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. On the ground, this is Johnson. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Ready? Lady. Check 52, come on. Danny.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. He gets it to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
Set. No 20.
Here we go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Steps away to his left. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Drew Sample there to make the grab. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That one good for 33 and a first. They'll run it with Johnson. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. On second down now, it's Johnson. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
32.
Third and 2, Stafford. James has it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. First and 10 at the 19. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and that'll bring up second down. To throw again, Stafford, screenplay, Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Again, it's Stafford. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. The Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick, there on the coverage.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. It's caught. Jones. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Stafford looks to throw again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. To the air again, Stafford. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Sean Williams there defensively to break that one up.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now Matt Prater for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
All right, CD, let's have a little fun. Now that we're into October, I'm going to give you some AFC teams. You tell me quickly, contender or pretender. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, let's start in the East. Buffalo.
Contender for a wild card spot.
Okay, how about the Chargers?
Pretender.
AFC North, the Steelers.
Contender because the AFC North is a jumble.
Okay, and then lastly, let's go to the South, Jacksonville.
Pretender. Houston now in control.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. So Dalton now. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. Bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Extra point good by Prater. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing.
And now look at him go. Past the 20. And at the end of it, he stripped. Ball comes loose, and the Bengals grab it. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play?
Partner, I know I'm supposed to really describe what happened there. I'm counting on you for this one. That was one weird play.
Well, what I was going to ask you, in these situations, shouldn't these guys just dive on the football around the goal line rather than try to make a heroic return?
That's what they're taught, but sometimes in the heat of battle, sometimes that heroic stuff comes to the front when you really don't need it.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now Johnson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Kevin Huber now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Johnson. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On second down, it's Johnson, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
180.
52's the mic.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. They'll run on first down. Johnson, he'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Stafford now to throw. Got his man, T.J. Hockenson, and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Here's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Nick Vigil with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Dalton off play action. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jared Davis in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
Zebra.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They go to Johnson again, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat-and-mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. On 1st down, it's Johnson. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
He's brought down by William Jackson.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
Mississippi and New Orleans. Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden lead. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory. Come get some if you want some, but you ain't bad.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League comes to you from Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Dallas Cowboys. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. 480. Hold him up. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, 75 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Johnson. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
And not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Now it's Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay. 70 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line. Prescott now already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. He's going to find Gallup here complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. These two teams all tied after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. On 2nd down, Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 18-yard line. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Watch twist. Alert.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 12 yards there and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Throwing is Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Set, lady,
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime previews. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
But, writing down.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. Because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Got his man there, complete to Gallup.
Prescott's pass, complete to Michael Gallup. 5 yards on the play. And it's third.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Watch the screen. Mike 51.
Prescott off play action. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
The kick by Marr is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you've got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. From the 50, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
180. Check. Walk 54. Guys, it's game situation.
Again, it's Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
His guys take over first and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. Something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Yeah, boy, from up here, I don't think Johnson got there. No, he did not. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. Back to throw. Stafford. He's got his tight end over the middle. T.J. Hawkinson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a handoff. Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott now. He'll buy some time right. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you have to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll try to throw now. Prescott got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter.
Mike, here we go. He's coming. Let's make these babies cry all the way back. Kill. Here we go, here we go.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the red zone now, Prescott nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked.
Mike 51. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Marr on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
It wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's something out there. There got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. That one goes for 24 yards. Stafford now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Stafford delivers this to Hockenson. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. From the red zone now, Stafford. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones there to make the grab. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
This is Elliott, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Elliott. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Well, Prescott here to throw. They'll roll him out right. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll run with Elliott. He's got a... Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Lions have recovered. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yeah, 2-score game. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Amendola, the intended receiver. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Prescott. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done. So
that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis.